Hi everyone, Emily Dean here from ISE 2022. I am on the Macnica stand at the show. It's day 2. I'm here with Andrew Starks. Andrew, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Yeah.
So it's day 2 of ISE. We're back in person.
Right.
How has the show been so far?
It's been great to see people in person. That's the number one thing. We've been having a great time with the show and getting reacquainted with all of our friends and all of that. And traffic's been great, and the reception for both IPMX and the MPA1000 have been excellent.
Great. So I know that you're on the Ames Alliance board and that Macnica is a strong supporter of the Ames Alliance and the IPMX standard that has been developed. Tell me a little bit about that, the reception and feedback that you've received from it, and also what it is for our viewers who may not know what that is.
Yeah, right on. Well, IPMX, for those who don't know, is a new emerging open standard for AV over IP. And it's truly open, meaning that Macnica does not own, a stake in it. It's a community effort. We're all getting together, various manufacturers, including, Matrox, Macnica, Intel, Netgear, are all getting together to, develop the standard within not only Ames but the organizations that are affiliated with Ames. Since we have gotten involved in it, we've been obviously huge believers, and I could go on and on about how awesome it is. And we've gotten great reception in the past. I would say in the last 4 months, it's really hit that elbow in the curve. We've signed on Analog Way, Panduit, Magewell, Intel, Barco is just signed on.
I saw that on their stand. They're advertising that. They actually mentioned that in our booth tour about that. What do you think generated that spike?
Well, it's, when we first came around, everybody was, they know that customers want an open standard. That's what's really holding back AV over IP. Today, it's a very successful application in Pro AV. What they want is for it to be the very boring way that we send video to and from each other like it was in the olden days. To get to there, we need an open standard. What people mostly were communicating to us is they were worried, they've seen this before, right? They've seen an open standards coming, and no. And even with SMPTE 2110, the reputation that it has is that it's very difficult to install, it's very expensive, that sort of thing. And so they were waiting to see what kind of decisions we were making, where we were going to make the progress that we said we were going to make. And I think now that we've shown that, and that we've shown growth in that, and we've shown forward momentum with that, that's why we're getting the increased participation from industry leaders.
Yeah, that makes sense. Some were probably a little hesitant to really jump on, but now once you've kind of proven it, they're more receptive to it.
Right. Yeah.
So one of Macnica's products is the MPA1000.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that and how the other manufacturers are taking advantage of that.
Well, IPMX is a standard that can handle multiple bit rates, compressed, uncompressed, but the biggest slice of that market is that 1 gig 4K 60 444 video over a 1 gig connection, right? And the MPA1000 is the best on-ramp really for IPMX. So we have really kind of two customers. We have customers that are right now building products. We'll call it IPMX ready. So because the MPA1000 is so flexible, we're able to follow along with the standard and provide those updates as the standard is completed. So we have those customers that are building products. And then we have other customers that are going to build products, or they anticipate building products, but they want to follow the standard, and they want to do the experimentation, they want to do the measurements internally, that sort of thing. So we've had great success with the dev kit, and also with people using it to build products. But we don't have any hard data on this, but we think that it's probably the most popular way for people to get introduced to IPMX.
That's encouraging.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't hurt that it's only $2,000. It's like, $1950 gives you both dev kits, everything you need, and it's a really complete package. We built it so that you could basically go to market with it as it is, with some modifications to the web interface. But like, for example, the web interface is responsive, it works on your phone, it has multiple languages built in, so it's not like an engineering, shop project. It's like a polished, finished product. And the goal there is to just make it so that people can get into IPMX with very little resistance. Yeah.
That makes sense. Congratulations on that success. And finally, before I let you go, tell us a little bit about the future of Macnica, IPMX, and kind of where you see it going the rest of this year as well as next year.
Well, as I briefly mentioned, IPMX is a very flexible standard, and that flexibility requires us to pay close attention to different profiles. And users are doing lots of live production, they're doing lots of presentation, they're doing things over wireless, they're doing things in the cloud, and IPMX's roadmap includes all of those scenarios in there, and it's on us to create that interoperability environment. We're not trying to say every IPMX device can plug in and work with every other, but what we are trying to say is that a customer should be able to see, to know for sure that this box will work with that box, if they have the right profiles. And so we're very excited about software. We have a software-only prototype here that we've been working on. We've got the, it's very low latency software encoding to our, right to our hardware decoder. We've got, we're very bullish on that part, and also wireless technologies, and also the cloud. So as we continue to evolve IPMX, first we want to get this main use case, addressed, where that KVM market, that subframe latency, 4K 60 over 1 gig, and then we're going to start looking at other use cases that require higher compression, unreliable connections, cloud infrastructure, and that sort of thing.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was great chatting with you and getting an update.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I'm Emily Dean here at ISE 2022. If you'd like to see all of our coverage, check us out on social or go to ravepubs.com.